My name's Owen, and I'm the Dungeon Master of our Return of the Giants 5th Edition Homebrew campaign.
Hi, my name is Matt. I am playing as Niles Silverwind, the Homebrew Way of Sympathy monk.
Hi, my name is Ali, and I'm playing Lyra, the Eladrin Spore Druid.
G'day, I'm Brandon. I'm playing Grimmaw, the Molder, the Necromancer.
Hi, I'm Arsenio, and I'm playing Thyra, the Fire Genasi Cleric.
Hello, my name's Christian. I'm playing Bartholomew of the Liang clan, our Oath of Devotion Paladin.
Hi, my name's Simon. I'm playing the character of Ember, a wildfire druid.
Hello there, lovely listener. This is just a warning to let you know that this episode of Return of the Giants may contain adult language or adult themes. Hello everybody. Hello there, welcome back to the Lost Archives. We are here, we are playing the premier homebrew Dungeons & Dragons campaign, Return of the Giants. And oh boy, do we have a good session for you tonight. Before we jump in, super quick announcements. Thank you everybody who joined us for our session 0 on Monday night for the Cosmere RPG. Our Echoes of Honor campaign has started. We were running the published session 0 adventure called The First Step. As you know, I like to expand things. I like to add things. What should have been a single session event is now a 2-session session 0, a session 0 and 0.5. I may have got my hands on the published adventure and thought, this needs some more pepper, and added some extra stuff lore-wise to help kind of ground us in the world. I regret nothing. It was awesome and really, really fun to run. Cosmere RPG so far is a fantastic system. Really, really cool. And the really cool thing about the session 0 is the characters do like a choose your own adventure where they're given options and branching choices, and it tells the characters what skills they get depending on the choices they make, which skills would be useful. And then they also had to make tests as well. They had to do skill checks to see if they had passed certain requirements. We had a real mixed bag of dice rolls. Even though the DCs were mostly 10s and 12s, I reckon we had like a 60% failure rate. Poor Tom didn't succeed on a single check, which is so shit. Even with a fun coin, giving him advantage, he still failed. The cool thing is that still leads to certain pathways. So there's also a tracking sheet that I have that I'm marking off secret information on, depending on the passes and fails, which at the very end of the session 0, I will dramatically reveal to show which class the players are most aligned with in their choices, as well as whether they've attracted any Radiant Spren or not, and if any Spren have noticed them, and which Spren that might be, i.e. which of the Knight Radiant classes they can start to look at after they've picked up a few levels. Normally level 3 or level 5 is when you can start to take the Knight's Radiant levels. So yeah, super, super cool. Matt, you were there, first impressions, having fun?
I was indeed. No, it was great. I'm a big fan of Choose Your Own Adventures, just on principle. I used to read a lot of Goosebumps growing up.
Oh yeah.
Fighting Fantasy. That was my one. It was Fighting Fantasy. Yep. The Forest of Doom is one I will never forget. I think I played that through about 5 times.
Absolutely. From that perspective, loved it. I loved the narrative. I loved the story. I like the choosing of your decision making that leads you down to certain paths, certain classes or ideals. I really, really liked that as a mechanic, and I think it's a really cool system. And I'm looking forward to more.
It is very, very cool, and we will be obviously playing a lot more of it. It's not going anywhere. We're going to be playing lots and lots of Stormlight Archive. The other thing I was going to share as well, the artwork. Excuse me, I'm a little bit sick. You will hear my voice occasionally dropping out. The artwork for all the characters are now up on the Discord. If you want to go see all of the amazing character art for the incredibly cool designs that each of the players came up with for their characters, go ahead and check that out on the Discord whenever you have a spare moment. Otherwise, I'll be posting them up on ArtStation under the Lost Archives ArtStation portfolio. I'm limited to only 5 uploads a day because I refuse to pay ArtStation money for now. So I'll just upload them as time goes on. I don't get paywalling, like uploading stuff. I don't know. That seems weird. Like how many you can upload to a portfolio online. Whatever. Doesn't matter. We'll get through that. But yeah, if you wanted to go check out that video, link will be appearing right there for you to go and look at right now. And if you're not familiar with the world of Roshar or with the Stormlight Archive book series, I've got you covered. I've also made a 10-minute video that introduces everything you need to know heading into the campaign, all of the background stuff in a really succinct and easy to watch video with some really cool artwork, again, appearing right there for you to go and check out. So make sure you go and click on that as well. It is a primer to get you up and running. Otherwise, that is pretty much all of the announcements I have to make before we go live. We do have Jared here. For those of you who are watching on Twitch or on YouTube, you won't see his face just yet. He's just finishing off dinner. He is here.
Couple more minutes.
Exactly. Harry is not joining us tonight. Dave is not joining us tonight. He's stuck at work, unfortunately. Christian, I think, is on his way. I think he's just running a little bit late. So that's all good. We don't have to worry about that at all. But yeah, that's pretty much all the fun news. Any fun news before we jump in? Oh, Pokemon Legends. That's what I was going to talk about. Pokemon Legends. Pokemon Legends, yeah, comes out tomorrow. Yes, I will be playing it through. If you're watching this on Twitch, there will be a episode up by tomorrow. Once I've gone and picked it up, I will be recording straight away. For those of you watching on YouTube, it's out. Great news. Go check it out whenever you want. It's already uploaded. Enjoy at your own leisure. Watch this first, then you can watch Legends afterwards. Sick.
Or both.
Or both simultaneously. Yeah.
One headphone each ear.
Yeah, that sounds perfect. That couldn't be confusing at all. Make sure you do that. Cool. Awesome. Shall we jump into the session? I've got a quick recap to get us in. We finished on a bit of a cliffhanger last week, but that is not a problem. It is a bit of a problem. Dave isn't here for this, but I will make do. I will play as Harry for tonight's session. It's all good. We'll make do. It'll be fine. Awesome sauce. Alrighty. Let's do the recap. Let's jump into the session. The Tempest Adventuring Guild, a name now legendary across the lands of Nostea, is taking on the threat posed by the return of the giants. After quieting the fury of a malfunctioning fire giant energy siphon on a volcanic isle, the party have returned home to Oxenfurt. Recovering their companion Harry from the cloud giants, the team now plan their journey northward. Travelling via teleportation from Seastride to Oxenfurt, the team quickly checked in at the guild headquarters before travelling with Lockie to meet with Sinmari, Princess of the Storm Giants. Learning from her that the Olthing is fracturing and the giant clans are headed for chaos, Sinmari tasked the party with heading north to investigate the Frost Giants, as the sea ice to the far north seems to be growing at an alarming rate. We left off last session as the team prepared to depart, organising items and catching up on all that has happened so far. Grimm, as it was his first time meeting most of the party, was introduced to Harry along with Cassius, his first time meeting Harry. And as Grimm held out his hand to shake Harry's hand, both of them experienced a rather disturbing vision. We are going to jump straight back in the midst of that vision. Jared, welcome back to the visual medium. It is lovely to see your face.
Well, thank you very much.
As always.
Jeez. Everyone's too kind.
Bigger.
Grimm.
Mustache a little bit bigger. Thanks. All right, let's jump in.
As you reach forward with your hand to grab Harry's hand, you suddenly found yourself in a void of darkness. Underneath, a mirror-like surface of black water stretched to infinity, completely still. Tiny ripples occasionally moving across the surface as you take a step. Above you, everything is this almost off violet, pinpricks of white light shining in the void, and beneath, this warped reflection. Underneath Harry, who is standing there next to you, you can see this mechanic figure, Warforged-like, but comprised of smoke as well, shifting and moving between the parts. The metal that binds them together and forms their skeleton, and much of their exoskeleton as well, I should say, doesn't seem to obey the laws of physics. You don't think this would be a creature that could move about in the real world. Only in zero gravity could something like this exist. It is vaguely Harengon-shaped. And as you look down at your reflection, you see it begins to warp and split apart, the skin breaking open as dark, oily liquid begins to leak from inside your bones. In your reflection, eyes begin to open. Red, baleful eyes. And that is where we left off last session. You watch as Harry looks down at your reflection and goes, "Oh, I don't think that's right. Do you think that's right? That's not what you look like, is it? Is that what you really look like, Grim?
Well, not visibly from the front. This place seems rather different. Have you been to this place before? I understand you somewhat teleported away rather recently.
Yeah, this
You
is where
recognise
this is where I hang
place?
out with Figment. I hang out with my warlock patron Figment. This is where we spend some time together. He likes to hang out in here to talk to me. This is like his space, I guess. It's the best way to kind of think of it.
So the way I sort of see Harry, it's more like his shadow's like this like automaton sort of blended in with him of some sort. Or is it just me with the shadow that I see it?
Your shadow. Do I sound normal, by the way? Something weird's happened to the. I sound okay? Sound normal?
Yeah, you're all good.
Do I sound like Figment now?
Yeah, now you do.
Good. Okay, just double checking because I clicked it before and nothing happened. And I was like, I need Figment tonight. It is so. Harry's shadow looks. I mean, Grim. At this stage, you know, you're wise enough, intelligent enough. I should say, not wise enough, intelligent enough to have figured out that Harry's shadow is Figment. And as you watch, his shadow begins to shrink, almost like disappearing into the black liquid reflected below, and then rising up next to him. Figment emerges. Harry now has no shadow or no reflection in the dark waters of the lake. Figment is now standing next to him.
Sense.
Your reflection, however, continues to break and grow, spreading. There is now nothing recognizable of you left in this reflection. It is this warping, almost like mass of writhing tentacles, this black inky darkness reaching out with hundreds of eyes now open inside of it. And what's even more disturbing is you can now see mouths opening up with these white pinpricks of teeth slowly closing as they open and wordlessly begin to almost look like they're speaking.
From saying this to Harry, I'm like, well, if this is how you communicate with your patron, your friend of sorts, I might try to do the same as I kneel down and I put my hand out as if to handshake. It's like, it's lovely to meet you, my acquaintance.
Grim.
Hearthstone. What do I call you?
Grim, please,
Just try to
wait.
shake the hand of more.
Yeah, as you hold your hand out, you watch as Figment steps forward.
Grim, wait, please. Stop. This is wrong. This is... I'm not sure what this is, but it should not be. Be very careful, Grim. Do not touch this thing.
Well, it seems to already be a part of me, so the best I can do is understand where it's coming from. I'm not
Right.
one to judge off appearances.
Perfect. As you hold your hand out, reaching out as you try to connect with this creature, could you please make for me an intelligence saving throw?
I certainly can.
Welcome, Christian. Let me bring your camera across. There we go. Perfect. 21, Grim. As soon as you hold your hand out, you watch as the dark waters of the lake, which you now recognize is this liminal space. This is some realm of the mind that you are stepping in. This isn't a real location, a physical location. You are inside a representation of, I guess almost like a space of the mind. As the creature reaches out, you watch as the waters part as a single tentacle bursts free. But as it does, on the other side of the dark lake, it looks more nebulous. Almost like clouds of colourful cosmic dust as it pushes through. And as you connect and touch this creature, you hear a voice. I hunger.
Hunger? Well, what for? What do I need to satiate your hunger? I'm presuming death? The essence of death? Living?
I feed on
life and death, on matter, heat and cold. I eat all.
I'd add a little bit there towards the end, but it was like heat and cold and getting the anticipation is everything. This person,
I eat all.
Oh, yes. I don't know if I could quite do all yet, but we can certainly work on some steps towards that, perhaps. I, as you probably know, Grimmaw the Molder. It's a pleasure to meet you, my nebulous friend. What might I call you?
I am broken. I am fractured.
Fractured and broken, yes, aren't we all to some degree of sorts? But you must have had a name before you were fractured or broken. What did you call yourself? Or what did others call you?
There's a moment of hesitation, Grimm. With your 21, this creature doesn't know. There's confusion. It doesn't remember. If it had a name, it's lost. And it seems concerned about that. This creature has emotions. You can feel them between the gap, the bridge that's connecting you.
Yeah.
There's more to this thing. And there's a familiarity to it as well. You've felt this ever since your night on Nocturnus. But this entity, you were expecting it to be more alien, more eldritch? With a 21 in your intelligence? This feels familiar, Grimm.
Well, I shall call you. Fractured doesn't seem quite apt for you. You may be missing or broken of some sorts, but I think we can start putting the pieces back together. How about I call you Jimmy for now? Is Jimmy fine? I think Jimmy would suit you rather well, of some sorts. Jimmy, I will do my best to put the pieces back together for you. If I can sustain you and learn more about you, do you think we could be friends, acquaintances, partners of sorts?
You will feed me.
Cut out there again, I'm sorry.
You will feed me.
I will feed you, yes. I do come across death quite often, so yes. I'll make sure you don't go hungry.
Good. And I shall come to you, Grimm.
This sounds like we're going to be a best of friends. I'm rather acquainted with dead. So, yeah, feel free to sponge up as much energy as you find fit.
You are on Nostea. I remember it. I have sought it for so long, but it was beyond my sight, Grimm.
How did you get to Nostea?
I am not here. I am outside. I travel the astral, Grimm. I eat. I grow. I hunger.
Yes, of course. So you're in this stone. By my accounts, you've traveled across the astral plane. You've made it here, and your connection to this plane is through. Hold out my hand to the black stone. Through this hearthstone of sorts, I imagine it, yes?
You held a piece of me, my mind. But now, I am whole again. My hunger, my will, all bound.
In this one's well, it's nice to see that you're less fractured than before. Well, glad I got your mind. It's a rather useful part of you, I should say. What were you doing on Nostea, or the part of you that was there, I should say?
I remember a light, a sound, and then pain as I was broken.
Sounds like. Could I do an insight check to see whether or not he's giving me everything on this here?
I think that's fair. Am I using the sunset spirit voice? Hang on.
Oh,
I think this is the voice I should be using. That's better. That's the one.
My bad. That's the one I meant to use.
Oh,
Mr. Noodles.
Thank you,
Mr. Squiggles.
Archie.
That's it.
Archie, help me out. Thank you, Archie. Thank you. I had the wrong one selected. That is the voice I was supposed to be using. Thank you, Archie. I'm a bit sick. I'll be honest. There's going to be some mistakes tonight. My brain is not at 100% capacity. 11 insight, Grim. I mean, this isn't the first time you have heard that description. A sound and a light, a bright light followed by a tone, rising in intensity. That is what the giants heard before they were banished from Nostea. And it's pretty consistent across the board. This entity, whatever this thing is, if the first thing it remembers, as far back as memory goes, is that moment, it was created at the moment of the ruin. Which is very interesting, because that means this thing is not that old. Well, that's not true. It is pretty old, but not like it's not like the birth of the universe old. Let me rephrase. It's a couple of thousand years, not like millions of years old. Yeah.
Yep. So that's all story about the white light, and then it's gone. Very similar to the ruin.
And I'm going to use your previous intelligence check. If this thing isn't millions of years old, you don't think this is Hadar. Hadar is an ancient dark hunger that's been around since the birth of the universe. This thing isn't Hadar in the form that you would expect. Maybe this is what's left of Hadar after the giants destroyed it. Maybe this is something else. But if this was truly Hadar, it should be a lot older than the ruin.
Yeah. That's kind of what I was thinking. I wasn't sure whether or not I could just bring it out, but like, are you Hadar? Because
you can ask.
Tentacles and darkness and hunger. So it's like,
yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's worth a shot. Well, since you don't know who you are, and I'm still trying to learn it yourself, have you heard of a Hadar, another person who's rather hungry, of sorts, darkness, consumption, all that fun stuff, as you know? Have you heard of them? Are you them?
Hadar. I know this name.
Coming through.
I have heard it spoken.
Wait, can you hear me? Is that working?
That working.
Okay, good.
The
Just double check.
Is like, just.
Is it being a bit aggressive? Is it?
We can hear it.
I think so.
Is it your headphones on?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
No, I couldn't hear him when he was talking at all.
Can everyone? Okay,
Yeah, the rest of us can.
it's Brandon gaslighting me into thinking it's me.
Why can't I hear that? What?
Bastard. I thought I was like panicking. I'm like looking at the settings, being like, what has Logitech done to me now? Let me try again. I'll speak a bit louder if you agree.
Nothing in broadcast that's wigging out.
There'll be it'll be something in broadcaster.
Effects? No.
So it'll be a spatial
No
effects. It'll be
secret
Microsoft
effects.
spatial effects. I hate the default spatial effects are shitty. They just cut stuff off all the time. That's good.
Yeah,
I'll do the thing. If you've got any questions, I can always tell you what he's saying. Question was specifically, are you Hadar?
Hadar. I know this name. I have heard it spoken in the past. not why. It is not my name. Not anymore, if it once was. I know this entity, Adar. To be destroyed. As close to as it can be. I had some hand in it.
Seems confused.
Not to worry. We can always learn more about each other later on. The fact if you're not Adar, maybe you are who knows? That's not quite relevant now. Let's get to the bottom of this hunger of yours, and just promise me the people I'm with, they are kind of important to me, of sorts. New friendships, but I want to keep them around just a little while. Harry over there, you'll see him and his friend. If we could just not consume them, or our close allies. So if we shake their hands, let's try not to absorb the life from them, such like that. You know, it's rather off-putting. It's just a shame that you're on my dominant shaking hand, one could say. But just our close allies. Anyone else, you can give a little tingle. But just them, just try not to suck their soul out or something like that.
That's
what's your
mine.
deal with
Hiding behind the Harren gun. It seems familiar. I know it.
Ooh.
The voice goes silent.
Okay, it's good enough. Before, I suppose we should wrap this up somewhat soon. That gentleman over there, Harry and his friend Figment, I believe, seems rather afraid of you of sorts. Do you guys know each other, or anything you'd like to share as I look towards Figment with my friend Jimmy here?
Its mind, its life, feels like my mind did when you touched that stone in Nocturnus Grimm.
And then just to you, in your mind only, the voice no longer echoing out across the landscape.
This is a part of me, a fragment like I am.
I bet this is all really good. I just seen Ali's face go nuts, and I've got to admit, this for some reason is not coming through.
He said, Figment is a part of him, a fragment of him. Just like his mind was that you found on Nocturnus, this is a part of him.
Okay, hell yes. Okay, we're pulling parts of something together here.
Oh, that's why Figment said not to reveal his identity. Because he was a part of this. Yeah, okay, cool.
So this is a part
I'll just shut up for now.
No, you're tinkering my brain faster. I appreciate you. Thank you. Oh well, this is interesting. Well, if you guys are a part of the one whole of sorts, there should be no problem with you guys being friends, right? Fragment and Jimmy.
I will consume it and restore myself as I eat and feast upon it.
Yes, you need food and to sleep on it. I'm sorry.
Grimm, he wants to eat Figment.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. That's what you said. I want food and to sleep on it. That's what I heard.
He said, I will feast upon this figment and restore myself.
Okay.
Yeah, dude, this guy just has the munchies. He's just like,
It's a late night.
To sleep it off.
Sun's getting real low.
Yeah, it's getting real low. Just wants to go to a 7-Eleven. All right.
Yep.
Well, let's not eat our friends just yet. Harry, we're not going to shake hands for quite a while now. But before I go back to my friends and discuss some things, if I want to call upon you, Jimmy, what's the best way to do so?
Feed me.
Yeah.
Of course, yes. Okay.
Did you get that one, Brandon?
Yeah, I'm just sort of
I think he heard feed me quite loudly though, yeah.
Yeah, good. Let's check it.
No, I heard nothing.
Oh, really?
I was just taking a guess. I'm just like, I think he's probably talking about food or something. I'm like, okay, yes.
Okay, there's something funky going on with your headphones because like I'm looking at the gain coming
There's
through the
something
stream.
really weird going on.
Yeah.
No, it's whatever's going on. I don't have spatial effects on. Nothing's happening for NVIDIA for it to do its thing. So, wait a second. Let me.
Do you have broadcast speaker effects on? The noise removal?
I'm willing to bet
Wait,
it's
can you
that.
just do that voice thing again? I've just changed the headphone output.
Feed me.
Oh yeah, that worked that time. Now I can hear it.
Hey!
Even though the normal setting of my computer wasn't going through that, but the browser one was using NVIDIA Broadcast, but NVIDIA Broadcast didn't have any headphone effects enabled, so it shouldn't have done any modulation, but it was. That's crazy.
Should I read out the one ring to rule them all in the black speech in that voice? I feel like I should. What's the? It's Ashnog. It's sad that I can remember part of it just off the top of my head. Ah, yeah. Just start reading out one ring to rule them all.
It does. Yeah, it does sound pretty.
Ashnog Gimbatu. Ashnog.
Fucking love Lord of the Rings. Yeah. Ashnog. Grimm. As you turn towards Harry, you can see Figment is whispering something to him. And as they look over towards you, you watch as Figment holds his hand out and light begins to shine as Harry joins him. And as the light grows brighter, Harry goes, yeah, sorry, Grimm. Figment says this thing's going to eat him, so this is going to sting a little bit. And at that moment, the connection is severed. For everyone else watching, time has not passed. You watch as Grimm shakes Harry's hand. The second their hands touch, Grimm is blasted across the room, slamming into the wall before falling down, knocking a few paintings off. Grimm, you take 2 points of bludgeoning damage as you are thrown back and slammed against the wall. You watch as Grimm slowly tries to stand up. His shadow begins to twist and warp for a moment as eyes begin to open, and then slowly return to normal.
Wait, does this happen in the room?
Yes, you see this in the room.
Bloody fucking hell.
Oh.
Your shadow eyes.
What, Hoot? Hoot?
I'm sort of just like, I adjust my monocle a little bit. So you guys all saw that too, yes? The red eyes of sorts like that, big foreboding shadow of sorts. Did you see the more? The
more?
No, you probably didn't see the more.
We saw some eyes and a bit of an after image, a bit of a shadow. That's a new one. That's a new one.
Oh yes. No. Mine generally don't do that either. No, that's I knew. It's my stone, my friend. Absorbing it a little bit. Pun not intended, but even better. From shaking Harry's hand over, I've learnt a little bit more about it, I should say. He's rather hungry, as we sort of knew. Kind of like a black tentacly maw of teeth and eyes.
It's rather interesting. Seems evil, but in the way that a rabid dog that's just hungry is evil. So not quite malicious.
So you're saying we should put you down then? Is that?
No, we're not quite at that point yet. No.
Oh, okay, good.
I've got it contained.
I'm just asking the question.
So this thing is held in your stone? Is that what I'm taking from?
Yeah. I think it's in the stone, yeah. Kind of proud of my being of sorts, I believe. It just wants to be fed.
Now, you might not have heard because of the way your headphones were playing up, but specifically what this thing said was its body was in the astral. Its mind had been in the stone, and when you touched it, you essentially connected the two once again. Its body is making its way back to Nostea now, and has been since the moment you touched the Heartstone.
Okay.
What if that's 4 weeks?
It is about that time.
And
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. I guess Harry would have heard that as well, wouldn't it be?
Yeah.
Okay. Just wondering whether I could keep that one to myself, but nah, you probably would have said that loud. Okay.
Harry is notoriously bad at sharing information with the party, so actually Harry might not necessarily rat you out on this.
Can I?
True.
Would I be able to do some sort of a roll to see if this looks reminiscent to the form that I saw in whatever mental space I was in when, when Shadari-Duck tried to form a pact with me?
Yeah, for sure. I'd say that would probably be maybe a history check. I'd also say insight as well would be fine if you wanted to do that instead. History or insight, yeah.
I'll do history.
This will be fine. Nothing to worry about.
The worst thing that could happen.
Yeah, exactly. What's the worst that could happen?
A 14.
14. I'm jumping to features and traits. Hasn't come through annoyingly, but that's all good. 14. As you remember back, Bart, you know that Shadari-Duck, whatever that was a creation of the Kuatoa. It was their warped version of what they'd seen on the mural.
Yeah.
The mural was the inspiration for that. Whatever you just saw, it's not crazy to think it might have been the inspiration for the mural. Looks similar enough. Could be something else though. You're not sort of locked in on that theory, but it's not crazy to think this could have been the inspiration for the mural. The Shadari-Duck was definitely Kuatoa creation, and binding yourself to that only would have helped as long as the Kuatoa were alive to keep that belief going. As soon as the Kuatoa were all killed or no longer believing in Shadari-Duck, that entity would have vanished. It's very much a creation of the Kuatoa.
Yeah. Okay. So a similar breed.
Same inspirations.
I might find out about that later. Would I know about the Kuatoa? Or was that a different...
Excuse me. I don't think they've talked about it yet, sorry. There's a moment in the Underdark where they encountered some Kuatoa who believed in their own warped version of Hadar. And they had a bit of a run-in with them. It did not go so well for Bart. He did not have a fun time there.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just going a little bit further into it. But yes, rather hungry. Not malicious, but just ravenous of sorts. I asked him if they are Hadar, because it seems rather suspiciously close, eternally hungry, cosmic being from another plane, mind linked to the stone here, but doesn't seem to think they're Hadar, or doesn't know who they are of sorts. But the fun part is they were fractured and not connected, and when I touched the stone, they seemed to be on their little journey merry way through the plains to here. So a couple weeks, they should arrive. Maybe we'll get a welcoming party, maybe a few gifts for them, perhaps.
If our estimations of figments being broken fragments of Anam, and whatever you're connected to being a broken fragment of Hadar, if that's what we're estimating, maybe whatever occurred back during the ruin was a similar fate for both of these entities? They battled one another, or?
It could be. They did say when they were last here, it was like a blinding flash, kind of like the ruin of sorts when the giants were whisked away from the stair. There was that sort of similarity to the story, along with also the fact that it believes it's part of the same being or connected of some sort with Figment.
It would be
not of any friend.
Wait, what?
It would
You
be
hear Harry
simpler-
say he didn't hear that bit.
It would be
Just wanted to let you know.
For an entity such as Anam or Hadar to not defeat them but simply disconnect them.
Well, that would make
a forced like astral projection of some kind, like something like that, would be much more easy to restrain, I guess, these ancient beings than find a way to vanquish them.
Well, if you can't quite tear them apart completely and destroy them, then exactly severing their mind from their body and splitting one on one side of the universe to the other would be a pretty effective way to, I guess, render someone incapable.
I mean,
that would make sense, yes.
Bart and Grimm, both of you are talking very much along the right train of thought. I'm not even going to have you roll for this. Yeah, gods are hard to kill, notoriously hard to kill. And Hadar is something beyond a god. And Anam seems to be a bit different from the gods on Lastea as well. Anam seems to be something far older as well. To kill something like that is very tricky. To break it, to separate the mind, or to take the power and seal it away, far more straightforward. You think you might be onto something here?
The theocracy have similar practices, centering oneself, attempting to separate your spirit from your physical body. It does leave you vulnerable, but some people take it as a form of enlightenment. But I never thought until right now about a forced spirit walk.
There are certain sects of the monasteries that do indeed what Bartholomew is saying is correct. To sever one's mind from their body and to separate one's soul is a dangerous exercise, only attempted by masters, and even then it is fraught with danger and peril. I've only heard of a handful of cases where it's been successful.
Would your master know anything about it that we could possibly ask him in the future?
It's possible. He might know of other masters who have dabbled in that sort of thing. He is a master of sympathy, not of separating one's soul from their body. But again, he may know someone who might be well versed in that.
It sort of makes you wonder, though. Did they? Because you found your stone on Noctis, right?
Yes, Noctis. Yes.
Well, I was just thinking, like, did they sort of stash the stone on Noctis because it was already a place that was, quite unhospitable to life, or did Noctis become that way because it was, hosting the stone?
If I think back to Noctis Owen,
yep.
Do I get like a sense, because I know it was the life drains from you from being in that place, and there's death everywhere and such like that.
Yeah, we've deliberately not talked in great detail about what you saw, mainly because I wasn't sure how much you wanted to share. Would you share your experiences on Nocturnus? Vaguely, shall we say, to start off with?
I would vaguely share some of the things I've seen. Just
in that case, then,
while we're on this train of learning a bit about this stone, I'm more than happy to.
In that case, then, Grimm, what you share is that arriving on Nocturnus, the names are interchangeable. It's called both, depending on where you are on Lastea. I'm happy to stick with Noctis. Arriving on Noctis, your journey through the ruins was fraught with danger. The people who you had traveled with, the other researchers, they all quickly succumbed to the curse, turning into these strange shadow-like undead, their bodies consumed and destroyed. You, however, managed to make it to what looked like a temple in the very center of the island, the very center of the castle. This enormous, massive shrine, a giant-made shrine. In the very center of the room, broken marble pillars were stained with these leaking black scars that essentially leaked shadow and this dark, oily substance. And in the very center was a tear in what looked like reality itself, this jagged edged hole, bleeding shadows and darkness. And underneath it is where you found your stone. And as you approached that jagged section of air, you could hear whispers overlapping, speaking truths about the arcane, about many things.
Yeah, I would have been drawn to that 100%.
Yeah. A scar in reality is what you found on Noctis, Grimm.
So it's with that being said, it's not unlikely, I should say, that whatever's in my hand could be part of the corruption of Noctis, perhaps. Would have to know whether or not before the giants left, whether or not Noctis was that way. I guess we should find out if possible.
If I had a way, Grimm, possibly of helping your stone remember who it was, do you think that's good or bad?
I think at this point of time, Jimmy is coming, so they're going to be here.
I'm sorry, what? Jimmy? Who is this Jimmy?
Oh, yes. So I decided to name my supervisor, the thing in my hand, Jimmy. I didn't really like calling them, as they describe themselves, fractured, broken. Thought that was a bit demeaning. So I thought I'd just call them Jimmy.
That is a rather endearing thought to humanize such a horrifying creature, yet it is somewhat fitting. It's good to know that we can put a name to this horrible, hungry creature. That's lovely.
Give it a bit of comedic relief as well, eh? Why not?
Exactly. It sort of tones things down when it's like, if I touch someone, Jimmy will kill them, or watch out, Jimmy is coming to devour the world. I don't know. It does make it slightly more palatable.
Now, I just want to go one step back for a sec. I'm a bit new to this Noctis. What is this place that you're speaking of? Sorry.
Essentially, it's a place where most people wouldn't want to go. Picture a floating island of sorts where anyone who steps foot on there is succumbed by shadows. Your body is turned into a shadow, a zombie, or the bones are ripped out from you to let the meat lay waste in the ground, and the bones join part of a worm that terrorizes the landscape.
You have such an eloquent way with words, Grimm. The meat on the ground? My gosh.
Why were you in this place?
Research.
Okay, interesting. And
I believe the kids call it shits and giggles, yes.
The shits in there, yes, and the giggles.
And giggles as well, yes. Grimm would say giggles and shits, yes.
The only thing you actually took away from this was this stone that's trying to ink everything. Is that the crux of your findings so far about this place?
Yeah,
sorry,
yes. No.
Insight check on his yes. This is the only thing I took.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I also took a curse with my life might end soon, but I don't know if that's from the stone or the fact that
it's the other thing he took. It's the other thing he took, Bart. He's got a very honest face. Yeah. No way he took anything else. 14 Lyra.
Trustworthy about Grimm.
Oh, so you're actually on death's door, my friend. Sorry. I'll do the insight check first. Apologies.
Grimm, would you have taken other things from Nocturnus? You know that to take anything from there is to spread the curse, that any items that you carry, rumor and story, tells
Other
that
than the
they are also,
handstone?
no, including the handstone, that it spreads death and destruction, that Nocturnus is a cursed and foul place, and that the warped magic that resides there can never be taken from it. Would you have taken anything else? It's up to you.
If I roll above a 15, can I have something cool that you can choose that I would have taken?
Sure.
Hell yeah.
100%.
I was like, I don't know what.
And then I'll also grab a deception check from you for everyone's insights as well, because I'm guessing you don't want to share that you did steal. That's a natural one.
It wasn't meant to happen.
A coin that when you flick it, like,
wow. Well,
it like power word kills when you flick the coin or something.
Yeah.
Here I am thinking that Niles has like no idea what's going on, and you put in that one. You're just like,
it could have just been like a coin. Yeah, exactly. That would have been cool, like a trinket. But no, I got nothing.
Nothing. You were I mean, yeah, Grim. When the Heartstone bonded to you and began draining your magic, you used to be a far more powerful spellcaster. This thing has eaten most of your ability to cast spells. You're slowly regaining your strength, but this thing fed on you when it attached to you, and you had to make some tough choices, and you chose to preserve your own life in that moment. There were others who had travelled to Noctis with you, who are no longer with us, shall we say. Yeah.
Or maybe they are if they're in this stuff. Anyway.
Yeah. I have their bones in a little bag that I keep with me. Yeah.
Yes.
No, Grim did not steal anything else from Noctis.
Damn. I'm just as let down as you guys, don't you worry.
Well, still, I feel like we kind of glanced over the whole it being part of the figment thing. I mean, isn't that kind of like a huge thing? I sort of like look a bit poignantly at Harry, like, yeah, did you know this?
Yes,
like, has he
Harry,
mentioned it? Has he brought it up?
This whole time.
Yeah, I'm just trying to slowly sort of digest everything, but not in the way that Jimmy is. Yeah, I'm just sort of like just thinking on what Grim said, that like Jimmy's coming here to eat the world. That's not great. I sort of was wondering if that was related to what we saw back when we were with that weird insect man. You were sort of looking at diagrams and stuff, and he seemed to be quite concerned about something coming closer. Wondered if that was the same thing.
Oh, you might actually be onto something there.
Well,
Yeah.
Riz knew that it was Hadar, correct?
Well,
No, we were
Rizic,
assuming it was Hadar.
yeah, he sort of said that it was, but maybe he's wrong, or maybe this thing isn't Hadar. Maybe it's like something else. But like, if it looks like a Hadar and eats like a Hadar, is it not Hadar?
Or is by any other name.
Oh.
I like Riz's.
I mean, it's possible that Riz miscalculated. We're assuming that his word is correct, but he could be wrong.
No one's infallible, right? Everyone can make mistakes.
Yes.
There was. Is Jin in the room or is Jin gone?
Jin's not in the room. You guys are having a bit of a private catch-up.
So there's no one. Okay.
Just you guys, yeah.
Okay, never mind.
You can call them. They're not too far.
No, I'm just wondering if Niles would know a piece of information from Tyranny of Dragons based on his fan of
Roll me a history check.
Yeah, cool.
I mean, one way or another, we'll find out in about 4 weeks.
Yeah, true.
Ta-da!
13, it's not bad.
13. I'm going to say the piece of lore that you think you know.
Wasn't there? I'll look at Lyra at this point, because I think Lyra was around for this, and I'm going to say, wasn't there a wizard that you guys? I mean, I only heard it from net rumors, but there was a wizard back when Lockie had that whole thing happen to him that you found in the tower.
In the tower,
right?
yeah.
Yes. That's what
Did the whole tower collapse? Or part of it?
It did. Well, I don't know the detail, but I do remember there was a wizard. And I specifically recall hearing, again, hearsay. It may not be accurate, but again, Lyra, you were there. You could obviously tell me if I'm right or not. But there was a wizard there who was looking into Hadar, right? Or was researching him. You rescued him. He'd been trapped for like a couple of years, I think.
It does sound familiar. My memories from around that time's not the greatest, but
I could be a Shana thing, FYI.
it could be.
Oh.
Sorry, that's not Cassius. That's not Cassius. No.
I
think
was
it
saying,
was.
It could have. Maybe it was Shana. Yes, my information is a bit muddled. I do. The Tempest Guild's escapades during that period of time is a bit tumultuous. It's hard to keep track of. But Mira might know. We could always ask her.
I mean, especially, maybe she knows the whereabouts of that wizard still.
Yeah, well, yeah. I don't think he's affiliated with the guild as far as I'm aware, but we might still have his details. Mira might know where we can find him.
You're remembering correctly. He'd set up a huge telescope, magically powered telescope at the top of his tower that he was using to examine the stars, and he was the first one who noticed and let you know that large sections of the night sky long ago they had not been.
Hey, Grimm, how long ago was it that you picked up the stone?
God, was that like a week ago? Was it, Owen?
No, you've had it for a lot. You've had it for a while, about a month.
I have had it for a while. Okay, it's been about a month. Yeah, I was trying to
a month or two.
I was there when I made it.
So he's had it
Okay.
for a shorter period of time since. Then we saw the wizard, and who noticed the stars going out.
Yeah.
That could be a related. I would imagine if stars are blotting out the sky and this thing. It sounds like it eats a lot of things. It didn't sound small of sorts. Maybe this is a bigger deal.
Grim finding the stone. Grim finding the stone was the moment this thing turned its attention back towards Nostea and began to travel here, because that coincided with the return of the giants as well. So there's two events here that happened in close proximity, timing-wise. The return of the giants, and then Grim finding this stone that drew this thing's attention back. But from what Grim has said, it sounds like this thing's been around since the ruin, which is a couple of thousand years, which means this thing has had a while to be munching away on the stars out in the astral.
Kind of terrifying to think that there might be two Hadars. Like a species, multiple entities.
Yeah.
There is another train of thinking.
Kind of cool, so terrifying way, yes.
There is another train of thinking here. Reflecting on some of the information that we've gathered and basing it on my own monastic understanding. Separating the soul from the body can lead to unintended consequences. Lyra, you and Shana are a good example of that. You kind of inhabit the one body, and now you're in two bodies, but you were together in one body. I mean, maybe this is a case of this creature is perhaps a part of Hadar, or maybe that they've separated out at some point and returning together. It's a bit unusual. Maybe it's trying to find its power to restore itself to its. If what we're thinking about it being vanquished by some other higher power is to be believed.
Very coincidental that it remembers, sort of being fragmented, if you will, at the same time as the ruin. I mean, I originally sort of would have chalked that up to being an act of the gods, but I mean, unless the gods were trying to, get rid of Hadar or whatever it is, and the side effect was the giants going poof. But I think a lot of this is just sort of speculation at this point.
It does line up with what we understand, though. If some of our thinking is around, well, especially with Anam as well, being separated into different components. Maybe
that is an interesting thought, that perhaps if this thing was what was being banished, if the giants were caught up in it somehow, or it had to happen. It was a bundled thing.
The gods be feeling. I can't remember exactly what Bart, you were saying that Meloran was sort of feeling about it, but wasn't there a sense of guilt? And the other gods have sort of sent their acolytes to not be too pleased with this. I mean, why would they be feeling?
Yeah, no, I agree. That she felt anxious around the fact that Hadar was dead, like they were to blame for it. And to be honest, chalking this up to some of my dealings in the palace, it sort of felt like, I guess, when servants would be hired to do the dirty work for some of the nobility, they'd have sometimes a change of heart, consciences, and would have regret for what they did. She almost felt like she had a regret. If these other acolytes are coming after us as well, that is exactly what the nobility did as well. If things were about to get out, trying to shut the mouth of whoever's going to squeal.
A bit of a coup d'etat, perhaps.
Yeah, the gods sending acolytes after us because we're about to tell the world shit they did.
That they sacrificed Anam and the giants to get rid of Hadar?
I don't know.
That is a rather mundane way of doing things. I would have thought the gods would have had a bit more flair. Just sending their acolytes out to, cover up the story? I'm a bit disappointed. Anyway.
Maybe they're trying to just stay out of the limelight right now and not be noticed for it. It could also be a way of them prodding our capabilities, sending some clerics first before they send a higher power.
In any case, we do have greater discussions to attend to. This is a riveting conversation, and I guess the threat of the end of Nostea, the end of the world, is an important topic to discuss. But we do have more pressing matters.
We've still got 4 weeks.
Well, I mean, that is a good point. Do we focus our attentions on trying to stop whatever this creature is that's inevitably going to somehow destroy Nostea, or do we focus our attentions on the frost giants? The frost giants sound like they're going to cause more damage in the shorter period of time.
That's what we might figure out more stuff as we go.
I was thinking the same way. I think we'll just, we'll learn. We'll learn as we go. Cassius and I will keep, pondering this together, won't we, buddy?
By all means, I will be a good rebounding sort of springboard for yourself.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that.
Need that, yes. I've got a lot of thoughts in my head, so I'm going to need to get them out, and you just tell me what's stupid and what's good.
Well, I might not be the best judge of that, but we'll see.
Cassius, you're obviously newest recruit, but prior to your time in Seastride, do you have any experiences in the north? Anything that could help us? So now, if we were to go there,
talking out again, I don't know much about, because I remember the north being not as many villages that are more like Goliath villages and such, of course.
Yeah. You guys have really only,
much, honestly.
Yeah, you guys have only really been to the northwest, which was where Seastride is, and then heading up into sections of the Arctic, right around the top of the world. In terms of
Drifthaven.
Yeah, did I say Seastride? Did I? Drifthaven.
Yeah.
When you went to Drifthaven during, I'm trying. We went to Drifthaven during Tyranny of Dragons, and then across the sea ice into the Arctic Circle. The region where the frost giants is said to be is around Northgard, which is actually northeast. The closest that you guys have been there, players rather than characters, the closest you've been is when you travelled up to the e105 jungles around Nunia. And that's not that close. If we look at the world map, that's a bit more towards the east and a bit further south. This is really the very top of Oshia, which none of you have been to at this point. It's up to you, Jared, whether Cassius has travelled up around there. There's reasons why you might have gone up towards Northgard. There's reasons why you might have avoided it. It's up to you.
I think when he was doing a lot of his journeys, it was helping out a lot of villages and such. I don't think him helping out Goliath villages would make sense. They probably can defend themselves.
Yeah.
He'd probably be sticking more to the common folk areas and helping out with their troubles. So he'll come back. Look, I haven't had much experience there myself, so we're all going to find out together. But I will tell you this: I'm looking forward to helping you guys. To helping. Look, I've been searching for some purpose myself, I suppose. Been making my way around villages and such, helping out. So I'm looking forward to helping out on some larger scales, helping out on a bigger scope. So point me in the direction I'm ready to go.
I think any help we can get during this tumultuous time is well needed. It's good to have you on board.
No, perfect. I wish I could help out more with the north, unfortunately, but that I cannot. Other than with what I have equipped, of course.
Just to think what we could achieve here. Just grander scales of things, of course, but well, the Tempest Guild taking down Tiamat was a big chip on their shoulders, and it brought a lot of attention to the guild. Then imagine what we can achieve if we solve the entire plane destruction by a thing of Hadar, or solve some issues with the giants. I mean, we could be hero potential. Just putting it out there.
Did you say hero potential?
I mean, we could be heroes. I mean, just want to
throw
it out there like that.
Let's not count out chickens before they've hatched.
Big, hairy, audacious gold guys. Like, I think I'm looking at a bunch of heroes right now. I just want to throw it out there.
Battle will die trying, one or the other.
Hoot. Well, one of us will bring us back, I'm sure.
My friend, jeez.
I'm feeling pretty heroic.
You'd be brimming right now hearing that. Like, hero? Me? Niles?
Me? What?
Heroic member of the Tempest Guild. Yes, that sounds about right.
Deciding where we want to go next, if we're going to be heroes, the Frost Giants or whatever not, I feel like other individuals might help point our compass. We still need to go and see Griswold, the bagman, the rooms that he was making for us.
Oh, yes, the bag.
They might even help us decide, because if he's organizing these planar areas that we can travel to, he might have ways of putting us across Nostea, countries away, leagues away, in the blink of an eye. So I think we should check on him. That's a
good idea.
Right now.
Griswold was also well versed with things outside of Nostea, so he might be able to assist us.
This Griswold sounds like quite a magical sort of person, I imagine.
Magic man.
He's an interesting fellow.
Magic man.
Wazoo.
Long.
Actually, speaking about it, the clues that we'd found about the Cloud Giants and Harry's abduction, when we tried to connect, Griswold might be able to help us with that as well. Griswold is a native of the Astral Sea.
You have learned, very importantly, that Griswold is from the Astral Citadel.
What sort of a wizard is a Griswold? Is he...
Enchanter Gnome, I think, is his speciality.
Did you just say Enchanter?
Yes.
Yes. Cassius, I think you'll get along quite well with him.
What's over now?
I have been making weapons, but I don't have the means to enchant them.
I'm going to go behind Cassius, sort of like on his shoulders as he's ranting, walk and talk, and just start.
Let's go.
As you all make your way,
my interest is piqued.
As you all make your way over towards Griswold's tower entrance, stepping through the doors, you can see once again this enormous, completely impossibly large space compressed inside this very tiny tower attached to the outside of the Night Hall. The area inside, the tower stretches for kilometers, for miles and miles, disappearing into the clouds high above. There are clouds inside this tower moving around at the far extremes at the very top. You've seen this before. This place is weird. It doesn't seem to obey the normal laws of physics. And as you step on and begin walking up the staircase towards Griswold's workshop, you can hear the sounds of whistling. It's very melodic whistling coming from upstairs. And as you make your way to the floor where his workshop is located, as you step out into the cluttered workspace, walls covered in shelving that is, wall to wall, every spare space is taken up with devices, constructs, weapons and armor. Cassius, clearly enchanted. It is beautiful. In the very center of the room is an enormous chemistry table, a massive stone dais covered in glassware that looks like the glassblower had hiccups when he was creating these. It is intense and intricate. And sitting on a chair that is hovering in space, hovering by itself with a large blue crystal underneath it, is Griswold. A rather elderly-looking gnomish gentleman, a shock of white hair slicked back, very elegant pointed white beard cleanly cut upon his face, and you can see he's currently wearing a set of goggles that have all these lenses in position of different colours and different crystals, and he's whistling gently to himself as he examines this device in his hand. It looks like a small sphere that is slowly tightening with a screwdriver. And as you step upstairs, you watch as he looks over towards you, flicks up the lenses and goes,
"Oh, well, goodness. Hello there."
Hello, Griswold.
So it's been more than 5 minutes, hasn't it, since I last saw you lot?
Give or take 5 minutes.
About that.
I've solved. Acquaintance, my friend. Oh, I'm so sorry to cut you
No.
off.
I thought your countenance looked unfamiliar. A pleasure.
and he hovers over towards you, holding out a hand to shake your hand, Cassius.
I shake it and I put a bit more enthusiasm into it as I'm sort of scanning around looking at all the wonderments. But for now, I'll splurge out about that a bit later.
Oh, well, no. What is this you've got on your right arm, my friend?
Well, by all means, have a look, my friends. And I sort of show him the gauntlet. I'll even thrust out the blades and just send a quick jolt through them.
Well, this is fine construction work.
Oh, not my own make, but yes, I have modified it.
No, my boy, don't sell yourself short. This is wonderful. You can see here you've made some modifications here. This is giant forged, yes? Originally, before your modifications.
I had thoughts to it, but I myself haven't been completely on its origin.
Well, allow me to confirm. Giant forged, originally, but I could see your modifications are very nicely done. The blades are a nice touch. Goodness me. You could shave with these. I wouldn't, though. Don't cut your nose off, son.
I sharpen this all the time, so by all means. But no, lovely to make your acquaintance. We will, I have lots to discuss with you after this, but the party here, they all have, some important questions to ask of yourself.
Yes, no doubt.
This place, is this, I love your tower. A wizard with a tower is a magnificent thing. I've noticed the space is different from the inside of the art. Is this a golden tower of sorts? It's fine magic.
Yes, you could call it that. Yes, let's call it a wizard's tower. I like that. It's a good one for the local minds. Yes, wizard's tower.
I like wizard's tower works best. Yes, I just love what you've done.
Is the bagman still a problem in your tower?
I solved that one. Yes. I may have shunted him to someone else's bag of holding. Not my problem anymore.
Oh, God.
Yes.
Can I just peek into the bag that she's currently holding?
No, not one of yours. Not one of yours. Not one of yours. No, a representative of Dagolt Neverember's estate came over to have me value some of their goods. The man was quite rude. So I put the bagman in his bag.
Can I high five Griswold for that one?
He gives you a swift high five.
Yes. Well, to be honest, he came in here all demanding, oh, look at this and value this, and my master's death was a tragedy. I don't have time for that. You don't make demands of me, you make gentle requests, which I occasionally grant.
Noted.
Okay, gentle.
I don't know who he is, but the Dagolt is dead from the sounds of it?
Yes, Neverember. Died during the events of Tiamat's something impale and crushed, I believe. Wasn't he working for the cultists or something? You lot know this.
Yes.
That is true.
His son's a prick as well. Just be warned.
Oh.
Duly noted.
I don't know if he's working with dragons or whatnot, but he was a prick. Didn't like his tone. Damn prick like his father.
Okay. Well, that's good to know.
Yes. Now, you lot. I was working out some spaces for you to do things and work on things. I've had a breakthrough. So, you explained to me that you wanted to make sure the crystals were in safe hands and didn't go through any damage. I have decided to use them as keystones to activate these extraplanar spaces. It's almost like teleportation. If you have access to a teleportation circle, You will have access to your spaces, but they will be physical locations, real, extant locations here on Nostea. That fulfills the brief, right? But you can access it with your gemstone. You can go there anytime as long as you've got a teleportation circle handy.
Well, we do have a teleportation. I've just gotten a teleportation circle, and it's gone great without a hitch. No problems at all. So,
well, it's a rather simple spell.
Behind Grimm. Sorry, I'm slightly behind Grimm, and I'm just shaking my head. That's all I'm doing.
Good. Well, it is a simple spell. I would expect a wizard of any caliber to be able to handle a simple teleportation. Right. Good to hear that you've got that under control.
I give him a little bump, exactly bump him on the shoulder. So he's actually, no, he's a gnome.
He's
and
hovering,
I'm really tall.
hovering on a chair.
That works out.
He's sitting on a hovering wheelchair kind of thing. Not like he doesn't need it. He's not paralyzed, but this is his little work chair that he sits on, hovers around, and allows him to.
The hubris of Griswold as well. Teleportation circle being what, a 5th level spell, and he's like,
simple.
Anyone can do it.
Gosh, I was casting that while I was still shitting myself. I was a baby. Let me be clear. I was a child.
So in any space in the world, it would be so redundant and ironic if we chose our bastion room to be like a couple blocks away from the Tempest Guild.
Well, that's the thing. You find a location, and as long as you have a teleportation circle, which most cities have at least a few, I think, right? You can find them in most places. As long as you've got access to a teleportation circle. The ship, I set one up on the bloody ship, Air of Decency, so you can access your places anywhere there. And you don't need to cast a spell, costs you no magic. Now, come on, that's pretty fucking good, right? Come on, I'm good.
Cool. That is pretty good. Yeah.
Wrong, I'm brilliant. It's even better than that. You can access them without spending a spell and take people with you, if you want. You don't have to.
Griswold, I know you're excited. Can other people use this if they got our keystones?
Well, they'd have to rip the gemstone out of your hands, so no. Or you'd have to give them... I mean, if they rip it out of your hands. Or you could give them the coordinates, like a normal teleportation circle, but they would then need to spend the spell slot to use it.
I'm going to point to the little circle he was tightening. I thought this was a keystone. I thought that's what you meant. So apologies.
What? No. Would you like to see what this does? It's pretty good.
Sure.
Is it dangerous?
Yes. Very. Hold still.
And he leans back and gets ready to throw it towards Bart.
Oh, okay.
Should I? Oh, okay,
no,
he's doing it.
Just let this happen.
And then he throws it towards Bart. You watch as
This
the
is
orb.
how science works.
This is science.
You watch as the orb sails through the air, hits Bart's chest, and then drops to the ground and does nothing. Could you roll me a D100, please, Bart?
All right, I'm going to take some notes about anything that happens.
It's like he just threw a grenade at you.
89.
Oh.
Finally
89.
rolled for one.
I'm going to let you know right now, the number itself, the size of the number is unimportant. This is a randomized roll table. So that I love that you rolled a high number, but I'm so sorry that it doesn't help you in this one instance.
You take 89 force damage.
You watch as dark smoke billows from the orb surrounding Bart, as he is surrounded by a sphere of darkness. Inside the darkness, Bart, you can see shades of your friends and companions hovering around you just outside of reach. 6 seconds later, the darkness dissipates as Griswold goes, no. And you hear the sound of a button being pressed, and then a zhuzh as a little vent opens in the floor and sucks the darkness in before closing.
It's supposed to be poisonous. How do you feel?
Oh, a grand. That was not physically poisonous, but mentally poisonous.
Oh, well, I'm halfway there then. Well, a third of the way. It's going to be spiritually, mentally, and physically toxic. Do you feel spiritually toxicated?
Why are you making something that's spiritually toxic?
Why not?
I agree.
Are you trying
The logic stands.
Is there something that you're specifically trying to harm?
No, I had a dream last night and wrote down some notes. It just came to me. That's the problem when you've got a brain as large as mine. Ideas, you understand, fly through the universe like rain falling from the sky. And if you've got a mind big enough, you capture more of the ideas. You following?
I'm just going to insight check him. After what we've learned from him being from the Astral Sea, he already didn't want the gods to know about him, so we know that he's hiding some stuff, even though I trust him. The Astral Sea, Hadar, whatnot, I don't know.
He's essentially making a mini Doomsday device. It's just something that nothing is resistant to. It can just kill anything. It's like,
not kill. Poison. 8.
Sorry.
Nothing to worry about, Bart. 100%. It just occurred to him in a dream. No, it's 21. Actually, genuinely, Griswold's just dicking about because he's a bit nervous about something. This performative, this over-the-top excitement about your bastions that he's set up, this tinkering with this, he's doing this to have something to do with his hands. He wants to be engaged in conversation. He wants to be distracted right now. Something's up.
Yeah. Gris, you seem a little bit nervous.
Me? Well, I was expecting to do a bit more damage to your companion there, and it didn't do as much as I was thinking. So I would have healed you. I would have healed you, my boy.
I have no doubt about that. But no, the way are you fidgeting? You are nervous about something, aren't you?
No, as he tucks a screwdriver away.
I wasn't fidgeting.
You watch as he slowly removes a spanner and spins it around on his finger.
No.
I think that's exactly what you're doing. It's okay. You're amongst friends.
Fine. Yes, I'm a wee bit emotional.
Emotional?
I'm having an emotion. Yes. Disgusting things.
Do you need
a hug?
Yeah.
Physical contact? I'd rather not, thank you.
Come here. I'm going to slowly start walking towards his chair.
He presses a button as his chair shoots 40 feet into the air, and you watch as 3 enormous blades made of plasma move out from the side of his chair. He goes,
I will cut you. Come no closer.
I was about to say, they can fly. Oh, don't do that.
I'll start fluttering up around, like just teasing him a bit.
These things cut flesh faster than you'd imagine. Trust me, you just got your wings back. Don't test me.
As he slowly pulls the blades back in and lowers down.
I mage hand and just as he's just focusing on their mage hand and just pat him on the back of mage hand as he's focusing.
Make me a spellcasting check to see how close you can get your mage hand to his chair.
Oh yes, let's go.
I'd love it. Just dispel magic's the mage hand.
That's what I'm checking. I'm checking to see how strong Grimm's magic is at this moment.
That's a 25.
That's actually pretty good, Grimm. Your mage hand gets very close. A single pat before you feel the magic obliterated by this blast of dispel magic from his chair. Goes,
I wasn't born yesterday.
You were born a week ago, yes. Very wise.
In some places, yes.
What were you having emotions about? Would it help if you talk it out?
Is that what you do with emotions? Do you have to talk about them? Gosh,
if you have
what a ball ache.
Sometimes it's good to talk about it with people.
We call it therapy.
Oh, yeah. I normally squash them down and continue with my work and busy myself until my mind moves on.
Oh, you and Griswold are, I guess, similar in that fashion.
It's been working for a long time.
Grim.
That'll work for a while, but I believe emotions aren't like a bag of holding. It's more like a bottle. It will get full at some point. You should empty it. Yes. Picture ourselves as your cups. You can give us a little bit of your emotions.
Is this why I occasionally have emotional outbursts and push away those closest to me all around me?
Yes. It could be related, yes.
That's exactly right.
Well,
probably why you put the bagman in that random steward.
He bothered me appropriately, and my actions were understandable and defensible.
I would have done the same thing.
He didn't say please, okay?
I'm beginning to doubt he actually was a prick now.
He was! He didn't say please or thank you. He came in here demanding I do things.
Okay.
Do you want a bagman?
I don't want a bagman.
It was multiversal, so it'd be hilarious. He just captured many of them and just hands them off to people that piss him off.
I don't want a bagman. I don't want a bagman. Griswold.
Yes.
You're having a moment.
Yes.
What are you having a moment about? If you don't have to share it with us. I'm just saying, but it might help.
Your mage hand is crushing my chest and my heart's beating too quickly. What is this?
I don't have a...
Sorry, my mage hand's gone. No.
Grim.
No, you
Oh,
disintegrated.
Right, well, this is my body having a panic attack then. Ah! You watch as the chair slowly begins to shudder for a moment and then drops 10 feet as he's like, yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna channel divinity a spell slot back.
Calm emotions.
Yeah, I was gonna save it for combat or something. I'm gonna cast calm emotions over him.
Yeah, good
he lets it
flow
happen.
of air and light.
I was just waiting for you to get like catapulted as you touch it. Like
R2D2. That was a good R2D2 impression. That was spot on.
Great, thank you.
As the magic emanates outwards, you watch as Griswold sort of slows and goes like,
That feels lovely. I feel 1,000,000 times better. I don't even... what was I so nervous about? It's not like Hadar's on his way here, and his trajectory's increasing every passing moment.
Hadar, huh?
Yes.
We were going to ask you some questions about Hadar. And I'm like glancing at Grim.
About 10 minutes ago, I got an urgent notification from the Astral Citadel. Oh, you're not supposed to know about that. I got an urgent notification from a friend of mine who's off-world.
At the Astral Citadel.
Oh, you know about the Astral Citadel?
Allegedly.
Yes.
We do now, yes.
Yeah, because of Riz.
Fuck.
And
Not supposed to talk about it. Wait, Rizicik.
Yeah.
What did that bastard tell you?
That love is a sample.
Yes, he would say that. Has he found it yet? Has he been able to isolate it?
Like yourself, actually, he didn't quite understand hugs. You're similar in that fashion.
I'm beginning to see.
You take that back right now. Or I'll give you a bagman. No. How would you like a bagman in your testicles, son? It's technically a bag.
Oh my god.
I don't want to know.
That is just an STI.
That's right, you don't.
Oh, fuck me.
Oh, no.
A spellfully transmitted infection.
You look down and like a little hand comes out.
I will mention, Griswold, you were nervous about obviously certain entities knowing where you're from, hearing it. We think, just to preface, I feel like it's an important privacy policy that we should mention before conversations go further. We're talking about Grimm, Hadar. That stone may be some sort of link. Just to be careful, I guess, with what you're saying, and I know you might even be unhappy that we brought him in now that I'm sort of hindsighting this.
So you're telling me that this wizard here, who struggles to cast teleportation magic, has linked himself to Hadar?
Never said anything about struggling. It went off without a hitch, yes. But yes, perhaps.
Right.
and he presses a button, and you watch as a sphere of force erupts around Grimm, lifts him up into the air, and sockets him into a wall slot as metal begins to flow over, sealing him off from the rest of you.
Right. Well, we're going to have to eject him into the confines of the Astral Sea very quickly.
Please, no. I'm trying to help him.
I fear that would get me closer to him, actually, yes.
Yeah, reuniting, the mind with the body, would that make things worse? I feel like it might make things worse.
Oh, he's on his way. He told me. 4
You
weeks.
spoke with Hadar?
Well,
Sorry, I'm under the effects of calm emotion. You spoke with Hadar. Interesting.
He spoke with Hadar.
It might not be Hadar. It's just a Hadar-like
It was a
being.
bit confused.
Yes,
His name is Jimmy.
His name is. Well, I've told
It's
him.
fucking not.
It's Jimmy Eats World. Yes, he's on the way.
I don't know which mushrooms you've been picking, but make sure you bring me some next time, eh?
Anyway, he didn't say his name was Jimmy, but he did look. He didn't say his name was Hadar, but he did look, or it looked rather Hadar-like, and it was said it was rather hungry. And my experience with it so far has been rather interesting. I can summon shadow creatures now, which is lovely, and it loves to consume, necromantic energy, just death.
Just death energy.
Grimm's voice is slightly muffled from inside the sphere of force that he's locked in. You hear Grimm being...
I'm going to be talking like this from now on.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Griswold, actually, give me one moment. I'm gonna telepathic link to him with my tattoo, and just sort of like, I guess mentally and visually replay that scene with Grimm. The conversation, the brief bits of what we saw, and the shadow that was around him. Just that last bit the party walked in on.
Oh shit! I'm still under the effects of that calm emotion, so I can't exclaim as I normally would. Right. Well, I'm gonna need to take a look at this heartstone and change my pants. Not in that order.
Giants also have a scan of it, which also could be helpful. I mean, Sinmari's sort of, talking with us and whatnot. If you're...
Can we scan it though? When I tried to interact with it with my holy magic, it devoured it.
Oh, come now.
Sinmari did the thing with the plate.
I'm working with extremely advanced technology here.
I'm not doubting your ability, but it does seem quite serious.
Pish posh. It's still in this wizard's hand. How bad can it be?
You watch as he presses a series of buttons. Grimm is slowly lowered down. The sphere of force opens to a tiny circle.
Put your hand out.
I think he needs his sphere. I'm going to unconcentrate on the calm emotions. Maybe we... Please.
Maybe if you work with Sinmari, I mean, she already has the scan. The dangerous part is...
I'm not supposed to interfere. That would be interfering if I start teaming up and talking with Sinmari. Put your hand out, boy. It'll be fine. Come on.
If you'd like to, you can shake my hand.
Nope, I'm not touching you. I'm just going to do a scan.
Grimm, you need to stop.
There's a hole in the sphere of force, Grimm, so you can speak normally and stick your hand out.
No, I prefer it this way.
No. Okay. Grimm's like pressed up against the other side of the sphere. No, I quite like this actually.
Yeah, full on. He opens the door. He's like,
I feel like I'm in the comforting embrace of the womb once again.
Come on, put your hand out. Come on.
I put my hand out. Yes.
Right. Let's do a quick scan and see what's going on here.
And you watch as Griswold presses a few buttons. Device lowers from this thing, this enormous arm with a crystal eye, and as it begins scanning, you watch as he goes, yes, getting some readings, and then suddenly, all at once, all the lights in the tower go out. In the sudden moment of pitch blackness, you hear,
fuck. Right. It just ate my tower energy. What the fuck is this thing?
I did warn you. I'm sorry. I told you so.
It is hungry, yes.
No one likes a smug bastard, Niles. Keep it to yourself. Right.
As he leans over and presses a few buttons, he watches the tower slowly begins to light up.
You can't possibly understand how much energy that thing just drained from my supply. No, you probably can. No, you probably can't.
Yeah, I can imagine.
You know the sun.
I used to be really buff before this. Could you imagine?
Grim is the magic man.
It ate your muscles.
Yeah, that's why I'm so thin right now. I was really buff a month ago.
Are you sure? I would have guessed a lifetime of staying inside and eating nothing but eating nothing but chips would have done that to the human body or the elven body. But if you say so.
Yes, I was very strong. Yes. I am famished.
Right.
From the stone.
Well, you know suns, right? Stars. You know stars. Yes. You can see them when you look outside. They're powerful, right? A lot of energy. The one you've got round, you orbit round, warm enough to heat your whole planet.
Yes.
This thing ate like one of them just then.
It does lead, evidence to the Hadar theory.
No.
Whoa,
there is one thing I can tell you right now. Whatever this thing is, it's nothing like Hadar. Yeah, I know. I'm just as surprised as you are. I'm looking at the numbers while I'm talking about this. I know the calm emotions is gone. I'm looking at the fucking numbers. This is not Hadar. This thing.
Are you saying it's something else? Something worse?
This thing eats like Hadar, but the things it's consuming aren't going to power it or they're not being annihilated. They're being put somewhere else. That was teleportation magic. Powerful stuff. It took it and put it somewhere. It didn't consume it, it didn't destroy it. This thing, whatever it is, when it eats things, it's putting them somewhere. Extraplanar space, pocket dimension, I don't know. But it took it.
Do you have a scan of the giant energy siphons at all? Like, you know?
Yes.
You know about them, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's supposed to drain energy from the planes, right? Planes of fire, water, earth and air.
They were draining the beings there as well.
Well, of course it was. They're made of the same stuff that the universe is. Why wouldn't it drain them? They're just energy with extra bits on them. That's what matter is, right? It's just energy with, like, pokey bits and squidgy bits. Oh, sorry. That's what matter is. Matter's just energy with pokey bits and squidgy bits. I'm probably blowing your minds right now, but we'll move past that.
It's the same type of, siphon. Same type of teleportation.
No, nothing like it. Oh, well, for your purposes, yeah, sure. It's the same thing.
It's not like a rogue, giant energy siphon that's...
Oh, no. No, this thing's some sort of god.
Oh, that's lovely. That's brilliant.
Yeah, the corpse of one, if I'm any expert.
Wait, did you say a corpse?
Yeah, this thing reads like a dead divine. Or an undead
the only
divine.
dead divine I can think
I
of
didn't even know
is
that was possible. An undead divine.
I mean,
like an undead.
Well, you don't know what happened to it, Nam. It went missing. It went missing.
At the same time that the giants went poof, right?
Yeah.
Hold on. Yes. Yes.
Harry's figment also wants energy. Is that right?
Does
it? It's the same thing.
Is that right, Harry? Is Harry there?
Harry like, looks around and goes like,
right?
Yeah, so Figment, like, I guess we're kind of sharing things. Like, I'm sharing some stuff with Figment and he's sharing stuff with me. So, kinda, but it's not like he's hungry all the time and asking for things. It's just like an exchange.
Wasn't his goal to be taken to some sort of like a plant, a power?
Yeah, he did.
Source?
No, he has mentioned that, and he did also the archivist. He also took the archivist as well.
Yeah, and he was siphoning energy off me as well for a while, saying that it was for you. But I'm starting to have my doubts.
Oh yeah. Well, I trust Figment with my life and all your lives.
I'm gonna shoot a message back to Bart and say there's something going on with Figment. Something has changed. I mentioned this before.
Should we get Griswold to take a look at Figment?
Well, if it helps Griswold, yes, I think so. When I spoke to Jimmy, he did say that.
You don't call him that, son.
I'll call him. Okay, I was thinking of names. I like Jimmy. What do you like?
I don't know. It's an undead god. Deady.
Yes.
I'm not good at names. I'm not good at names either, alright? It's not my specialty. Do you know what I call that device? The device that spewed black smoke all over Bar. Do you know what I call that?
What?
Well, it's an orb that spews smoke. I called it a smoke orb. Look, I'm not inventive with names. I'm inventive with things, okay?
Yeah, maybe stick to science then, my friend. Stick to science.
That arm you've got, I would have called that an arm. With metal.
Stick to magic.
A metal arm.
Great.
Yeah, maybe stick to magic.
Look, Griswold. I'm just fitting in with the rest of you lot. You call it a bag of holding. It's a bag that holds things. Come on. It's not just me. I'm not the only one bad at names.
Griswold, could you do a cross-analysis of Grimm's Heartstone and the entity inside of Harry?
I'd love to. But I can't right now. Because someone just drained all the fucking energy from my tower.
Also, just quickly, you said that it drained the power from your tower, correct?
Yes. I'm powering this now. I just lost 200 floors from upstairs.
Yes, and you said that you have the equivalent of a sun powering your tower?
A small one. By exaggeration for the purposes of outrage. Sure, yeah.
That's still a lot of energy.
Yeah.
Can I communicate with Jimmy, and just because he said communicate with him when he feeds. Jimmy, how are you feeling right now? Good of sorts. Feeling good. A heart
There's a sense of contentment coming from your Stone Grim. Smug contentment.
Smug contentment.
This thing just got the
helps.
easiest feat of its entire life in one go. In all it had to do was sit there, and it got to. It feels good. It feels happy, Grim. It feels very happy.
Well, if it helps, Griswold, Jimmy feels rather happy right now.
Oh, does he?
Anxious.
Good. I was worried there that I'd upset your new friend Jimmy. The creature who ate your muscles, which I might add, I'm not falling for, mate.
Well, that was worth a shot at least. Yes.
Question, Griswold. I mean,
Yes.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around everything that's just happened. But onto more pressing matters. The hammer that we left you with.
Yes.
Do you still have that?
Yes. Absolutely. Got to contain. I was going to contain your friend there in a similar sphere of force.
Did you manage to look into it at all? Or
Yes.
just leaving it?
Lot of useful information on that thing. It is connected absolutely to the hells. Whatever that thing was before, it is now an item of great infernal power.
Oh, good.
You should be very, very careful with it. I would very much suggest getting rid of it. Devils don't like to part with their items of power. They often try and take them back.
Funny you mentioned that. Sinmari was asking for it back.
Sinmari, why does a giant want it?
Well, it has a giant stone.
Yeah.
Friend of hers.
Sure, but it's not a giant thing anymore. This thing's of the hells now. Is she aware of that?
They want to know how a devil was able to corrupt it.
Well, yeah, that's a good question. I haven't figured that out, actually. It'd been annoying.
She is the creator of the Heartstones, after all.
Yeah, all right. I've created things as well. I'm the creator of the smoke ball.
This is a very impressive device. I'm not diminishing your achievements, Griswold. Sinmari is the inventor, and therefore we thought that she would know a little bit more about the Heartstones. We are still trying to figure out what this is and how that all works. And
on the topic of items, to ensure that we also don't have Lothsworn after us anymore, how went your efforts with the Dawnblade / Shadow Blade?
Oh yeah, that thing is bad news. It's got some sort of tracking thing on it, but I can't fuck with it. Loth's looking in. This is divine shit, and I can't get involved, sorry. But you need to be careful. I told you this was forged by her, for her followers. You've not broken that connection fully, you've merely disrupted it, bound it to your paladin powers, but before too long, that's going to revert to how it was before, and when it does, Loth will come calling. I suggest you use it, and then get rid of it onto some poor sap. Might I suggest the son of Dagort Neverember, that little prick? Give it to him, make it his problem. Put it in his bag of holding, problem solved.
I don't want to cause issues for you, and I know that you have issues with the divine. Did you still have it somewhere? I'm happy to take it off your hands.
Yeah, here you go. He reaches down, presses a button, you watch as the case rises up. Steam hisses as the case opens, and the blade is there.
As I'm grabbing
the hammer. Sorry, there was more about the hammer. I completely forgot. It's bound to the layer of the Hell's Cania, realm of ice.
Oh, that okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Mephisto. Yeah, Mephisto is the demon lord there.
We suspected that.
Well, Mephistopheles, I should say. Yeah.
Okay. Oh.
So I would not be surprised if he was involved directly in the corruption of this thing.
Does that have something to do with the icy hand we've seen take the souls of those Kokra, perhaps?
Yes, that would be a sign of Mephistopheles, Cania's realm of ice. If you've seen... So, hang on, I've just got to rewind a second. You've seen a devil claim a soul.
I think yes, the devil. Well, pretty much we had some assassins, Kokras. I think they were I can't remember their name. I'm sure that
not important. I can't remember Dagort Neverember's son's name. He said it, but I was so irate and seething with rage I didn't listen.
Yeah, but he sounds like a dick. But anyway,
prick.
When we killed them, we did. Well, I saw
wait, was it me or was that
as well?
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
You might be.
Take their souls down.
You might be more impressive a wizard than I gave you credit for. And you, Bartholomew, might have earned the favor of a god or two at this point, I'd say, if you're seeing shit like that. That's some celestial stuff. But yeah, if you saw icy hands grab souls and take them down, yeah, you were seeing souls being claimed by Mephistopheles, or by a demon devil, I should say, belonging to Mephistopheles.
Ask you about the divine.
No, it's okay. You can talk about them in here. It's fine.
Why do you have problems with them?
I'm not supposed to be here interfering, you understand? I'll stay as off limits for a number of reasons.
I don't know those reasons.
The problem is, if I go into detail explaining most of the reasons why I can't interfere, I have, in the process of explaining those, interfered. What I can say is this. Nostea sits in an important location in the Astral Sea and has access to resources other places do not. There are interests, off-world interests, with your planet, and there have been for a long time. Anam protected the planet, but Anam's gone now, and your gods are shattered, torn apart by infighting. The ruin, you call it.
Almost sounds like you're talking about some sort of like, I guess if we were talking about like volcanoes, like ley lines that all interconnect.
Ley lines is bullshit, my boy. You can't just believe everything you hear. Goodness me. Next you're gonna tell me that crystals can help make you feel better. Well, this one can. I've enchanted this one. And he hands out an amethyst to you. This one does. But the others don't. If you dig them up from the ground, they don't just by themselves. Goodness me.
So what I'm hearing is we're kind of fucked, aren't we?
I wouldn't say that. Fucking's quite pleasurable. This is way worse.
Okay, well, I think I might check out my space. Where do I go?
Well, that's the thing. You've got to set it. So, what you need to do, if you can each hold out your heartstones. Oh, Grimm, I'm so sorry. I'm going to have to do something else for you. Oh, maybe not. Let's see. I'll give it a go. What you're going to need to do, hold out your heartstones. I'm going to attach a small device to them. There will be a very minor sting, very minor. And then after that, once you find a suitable location that you would like to set up your space, your bastion, press your hand into the earth and speak aloud a phrase that you will select in a moment. Once you have done so, it will set a teleportation spot for you. There are runes that will be etched into your heartstone that you can show to anyone at any time that you want to, and then you can travel from your bastion, your location, to any teleportation circle you have the coordinates for, or from a teleportation circle to your bastion.
Sorry there, my friends. I don't think I have a heartstone of that you speak.
Your arm's got a power source, that'll do.
All means then.
You're moving it around. It's got a crystal in the middle of it. Then. I can use it. Not a problem. So hold out your hands. This will, as I said, very small stick. Very, very small.
I don't believe you.
Good. I'm lying. This is substantially painful. But you'll be fine. Think about it this way. It's only psychic damage.
Ah, good.
My favorite type of damage.
Could be spiritual poison. Could be worse. Each of you will take 5 points of psychic damage. But from that point onwards, your heartstones gain the following traits. And Grimm, this does work for your heartstone because it's working off of the actual gemstone itself, not the power source within. This is the following traits your heartstones gain. When you find a location that you would like to set up your bastion, place your heartstones on the ground. There is a phrase that you select, and you can change the location down the track if you want to as well. Speak aloud the phrase, and it will form a permanent teleportation circle there for you. This is a single permanent teleportation circle that you can place down, and then a number of days later, I think it's 36 days later, you can do this again, but it essentially provides a one-way teleportation site, a little spot that you can teleport to and from. You don't have to spend a spell slot to travel if you're using your heartstone to do it, but you have to travel through a teleportation circle. So as long as you have access to a teleportation circle, you can access your bastions at any point. And it's up to you where you want to set them up.
if you want to work with the guild and get the air of decency to go out and try and find some locations, if you wanted to build it onto an existing town, if you wanted to take advantage of one of the sky cities, some of the locations up there, it's up to you guys. But essentially this gives you access to bastions and an easy way to teleport to and from them.
So do we get one bastion per... How many bastions do we actually get to deploy?
You get one each.
Do we know that?
You get a little private section each.
One each. Yep.
Actually, on the topic of teleportation...
Oh, sorry. You go first.
I was just going to say, on the topic of teleportation circles, do we have one here at the guild?
Of course we do. I'm not some amateur who can't cast teleportation circle.
Oh, I was thinking, would it be all right with Grimm learning the runes for it, like the coordinates? That we don't.
I've got no problem with it. Does his brain have a problem with it?
Depends. Grimm, are you going to land us on top of a kraken again?
Okay, well, it was a kraken. Yes. Okay. It was my first time. I got distracted. I'll be fine now. I'll be fine. If it's written down, I'll be fine. I was learning. It was from a distance. You see, my monocle was foggy.
Thought. Should we mention something to the authorities of this city about that? By the way, because wasn't that just on the coast, close to here?
I thought it was closer to Seastride, wasn't it?
Ah.
Hey, Griswold, there's an island somewhere that has a kraken near it.
Well,
you should
I
probably
imagine.
have reported about that a bit sooner.
I imagine there are
Will not
islands
be,
that are close to krakens. Yes, they're not uncommon on this world. Well, they are uncommon, but
if we're ever back in Seastride, we can let the authorities know that there are some rogue elements out in the Shattered Isles.
We just send a message or something.
I could send a message if you like. Who do I send it to?
That's a great question. We didn't actually meet any authorities.
Maybe we'll flotsam.
I would probably know, like, the Seastride, like, captain or something.
Cassius.
I would know someone from there to send it to.
You would know the wave. You would know the wave mistresses, Cassius, the priests of Meloran, priestesses of Meloran, who kind of act as the authority on most of the floating cities. You would know the wave mistress as well.
I'll just give those details to Griswold.
Oh no, he pulls out a stone, hands it to you, and goes like, "Speak aloud the name, send them a message, hand the stone back when you're done."
Easy. But I think I literally just send the message about the kraken to them and the warning.
I might head to turn to the party to Howl and just see. I had thought maybe some sort of a special sheath can be made for this to contain the energy. I also think Howl has some gear prepared for me, so I might.
I'll go with you. I needed to talk to them too.
I'm going to stay with Griswold. I have things to talk about, enchantments and such. Okay. And then I literally start like from my bag. I start just like plonking down different weapons I've like built. So there's like a chain halberd sort of thing that just plonks on the ground. There's all these different like swords and I'll stay with Griswold.
Itself with nothing to do.
I just concerned me a statement your wizard said. Grimm, do you not have other teleportation coordinates?
I have here.
Yeah.
And that's it.
The one I just gave you.
Well, I do have one, yes, in Noctis, yes.
Well, I wouldn't recommend going there. Goodness me. Well, look, I want you to know this is pity. I'm going to provide you in this moment. I'm having an emotion, and it's pity. You really, as a wizard, you should have more than just one teleportation coordinate you can visit. Can I? I'm going to give you some other sequences to a couple of key ones. You should have ones to get to some of the capital cities on this planet. This is interfering, but I think this is an okay interference because this is sad.
This is interference. No, I embrace that.
Take the damn coordinates.
Wait. No. I'm not too prideful. It's been a day. It's been a day since I learned this.
Griswold, can I note down these coordinates so I can force them on him when the time comes?
Why don't I do you one better? Why don't I implant them into your heartstone so all of you have them recorded? Now, you won't be able to use them unless you have the spell teleportation, but at least you will have these as saved locations. All of you.
Yes, that would be amazing.
That would
Thank
be
you.
wonderful. Do you have Northgard as one of those coordinates?
Is Northgard... How much am I giving you? This is... Roll me a persuasion check.
Okay.
It's not interfering.
It is a little bit. Just don't tell any gods. None of you serve any of the gods, do you?
No. Well,
No, definitely not.
Can I join him in his persuasion check to? Yes.
How do you?
I'm gonna glance eyes to Cassius.
Oh yeah, look, with that 9, I feel like we should actually keep the 9 because I would 100% say, oh no, I 100% follow. Oh, no, actually, do I follow Meloran in a way? How does it work? Because it is weird with how you said I sort of follow it. I don't worship her.
Meloran doesn't like worship, but you're... Yeah,
I do have a connection though. For
you
sure.
follow her teachings, and there is a connection there. But she doesn't. You're not a cleric, and she doesn't like worship.
My character has a high intelligence. Would I actually say anything here? Would I?
I think you'd keep it to yourself. It's pretty clear the what he's asking for is anyone like a cleric or a paladin of a god.
Yeah. All right.
Which you're not.
I'll say nothing.
Yeah, you're not a warlock either.
I'll say nothing. Yeah.
16 on the persuasion.
Yes, I do have a coordinate for somewhere on Northgard. I can... Yes.
I mean, yes,
Skostal, the capital, as it were, up there. I can get you there. I'm gonna give you the big ones, all right? Just don't tell anyone you got them from me, okay?
Is Eris one of them?
Of course it bloody well is. Eris is a capital. Why?
Okay.
You going
the
back
one
there?
that you have.
I wasn't trying to.
I've got the whole bloody network, all right? Anything that's connected to the teleportation sigils on Nostea, you can trust I have access to. I'm a fucking master of magic. I figured out the whole network easily.
Griswold, I'm not trying to persuade you anymore. We just want to know what we're getting. That's all.
A lot of teleportation coordinates, okay? You want to go to Balmia? You want to go to Chiari? Done.
I'll mentally collect to Niles as he's giving us all these codes. You mentioned you don't really know what to do. You and Harry are our more quiet individuals. Maybe you lot could scour the city and see if there's any word of Zaylin. We did need to follow up that trail as well.
Oh, that is true, yes.
Who's
Harry might have
Zaylin?
some connections. This is telepathically.
Oh, right.
I don't know. I'm not sure what connections Harry may have, and obviously you can be eyes for the sky watching over him, as we're not sure if Shadowblades might be scouring the city as well. But
would be good to understand if we're being, I guess, watched. I mean, at this point, we probably are. Let's face it. We're not being too subtle with our movements,
and we're a little responsible for her.
We are. Yes, if we can try and track down where she is. Maybe I'll talk to... We haven't really spoken to anyone in the guild yet. Azura might know if she's arrived in between our comings and goings. I'll start there, and then I'll go from there.
I'll,
Alrighty.
I guess, call over to Lyra and start heading to Hal after the Griswold's all done.
So, Grimm, I'll go through this list with you, but it includes most capital cities on most continents, from the Serpentine Hills to Rushold to Veluxor. Yeah. This is an easy way to get around a number of key locations.
Brilliant. Griswold, huge. I know you've taken pity on me, but this, from the bottom of my heart, I do say thank you very much for, well, I guess, taking pity on us. I'm sure this has become very valuable to our endeavors.
I don't normally like groveling.
It is appreciated. Yes, yes, trust me, I'm not beneath groveling. Yes, I may be tall, but no, that's going to sound weird. I appreciate it.
I'll take the thank you. Was there anything else I was looking into for you lot? Do you want me to give the hammer to Sinmare? Was that a yes?
She did ask for it back, so...
I don't want it here, so I'm happy to offload it to her. I was going to put it in the bag of holding of Dagon Neverember's son, but I guess I can give it to her instead.
I'm not... do you think anything ill will come of Sinmare by having the hammer?
Mephistopheles will want this back. He's put a considerable amount of his power into it, or one of his generals, or other members of his retinue have. Whoever made this, whoever turned this into a demonic, a devilish weapon, will not just let this lie. They will be coming for this. Trust me.
So maybe giving it to the current leader of the Giants is maybe not the best idea. She probably has a lot
has a lot on her mind.
As you said, she's the one who made the Heartstones. If she wants to try and figure out how this got turned into a devil relic, I'm happy to let her have a go. Just make it very clear to her that this is a considerable amount of effort the devils have put into turning this into a devilish artifact, and Mephistopheles will want it. He doesn't let things go, shall we say. Things that are his, or as he sees them.
Do you have some kind of container, maybe, that we could put the hammer in just to give them some kind of shielding or something?
Oh, I'm going to be transporting it in lead. Fuck yeah.
It's something?
It's something.
Thinking of containers, a random thought. If I like to shake hands with people.
Yes.
Could I wear a glove? Do you think that'll do the job to not suck the life energy out of everyone I shake hands with? Or
just a single glove, are you going to turn into our party Michael Jackson?
Well, hopefully without the abuse of children. But yes, a glove would work.
Okay, I might go downstairs and...
A single just like grabbing someone's skull like in the fight.
Just Grimm just moonwalking backwards across the battlefield.
You all look like the characters in the Thriller movie.
Yeah.
Just like just go on someone.
Yeah. No, you got the build for it.
You got the zombies too.
And the zombies.
Yeah. Oh my god, I'm gonna do a Thriller scene at some point. Anyway.
Blame it on the Mulder. Don't blame it on the sunlight. Yeah. Good. Right. Yeah, well, I'll send that to Sinmari in a lead-lined box with a dome of force around it then. How about that?
Thank you, Griswold.
No problem. Right. Was there anything else you fuckers needed?
Can we have one of those smoke orbs?
You know, that one. There you go. He reaches down, picks up the orb, chucks it to you, Grimm.
Yes.
You can add question mark orb of smoke, because every time you use this, I'm gonna roll a different thing.
Oh, that's great.
Like orb of smoke. Hell yeah. All right. Thank you. Can't wait to use this.
Bart and Lyra, as you make your way down towards Hal's under the earth, Bart, you and I have spoken about the items that you had commissioned. We already know that you've got them. Hal's has them ready and waiting for you. In terms of a scabbard to keep the blade contained, she does have a spare scabbard that has been made of a fine leather with bands of dark iron binding it together. In terms of what you're asking, like to keep the energies contained, that's kind of outside her purview a little bit. We're now moving very much into something enchanting. She would share that she knows that lead is often used to help hide things or to contain things. Otherwise, she's heard tales of a silvery metal that can help block magical effects, but these are tales from the dwarves. They claim to have recently discovered a new, very lightweight metal that can be infinitely reforged, aluminium, which can be used to help kind of block some magical effects. Recently discovered.
Okay.
But think about it, like aluminium would be fucking mind-blowing to people in like a fantasy setting. Like this infinitely meltable, incredibly lightweight metal that is like quite strong for its ductile properties. Pretty impressive. Aluminium's crazy. We take it for granted, but it's actually pretty sick.
What I will do, just to show it off a little bit, thank you. I know that obviously I only saw you the other day, just if you had anything lying around. I wasn't quite sure what I wanted as a trade for the belt and all the gemstones. But you've managed to find a very nice piece, something I guess related to the storms. I've had a recent affiliation with things of that nature. And I'll hold up this... It's a morning star that has, I guess, enchanted lines of a sapphire color running up along it towards the top, and little sparks are jutting across in between the head of the morning star and all the spikes that coming from the head of itself. They're jumping and vaulting back and forth. I'll go out and I want to give it a little test run. So after that, I'll leave Lyra for a second and head into the courtyard. And trying to set its command word to storm render, and I'll hold it above my head and shout that storm render as I try to activate the mace.
Perfect, Monday. Lyra, as you head in to chat with Howes. As you hear Bart step outside, go, "Storm Render!" from outside. You hear the sound of crackling lightning. Howes goes,
"Yes, it was rather lucky that I was able to trade for what he was looking for. Not precisely, but almost what he needed. How can I help you, Lyra?"
Oh, I'm not sure if you remember, but it was back when Niles and sort of before we left on the previous adventure, but
yes, when I was making his braces of defense, yes.
Yeah, I was inquiring about a possible cloak of protection. And I was just sort of wondering if you had any luck tracking.
You have brought the bear skin that we needed? And you have some items to trade? Yes, I think I can help you. I have a merchant that I have been dealing with who has many such things. A cloak of protection should not be too hard.
That would be very handy, yeah. And I guess if, you just let me know if I owe you anything extra for it. Or
if you can tell me some things you have for trade, I can let you know if any of those would help lower the cost. That would be very helpful. Any things you do not need, any things you do not require for your journeys, I can take and I can use.
Can I pull out the elemental shard of bismuth? I'm not sure if this is worth anything.
She looks it over.
Chunk of bismuth.
Chunk of bismuth enchanted with elemental energy or concentrated with elemental energy.
Ah, this is most interesting. I could not use it myself. Or perhaps this is metal, yes? This is very strange. Yeah. I have not seen something like this.
That I realize that we've got is 5 pieces of damaged giant armor. If I can pull, because I've got the back.
You have chunks of anamium. Yeah, of the giant metal, the giant alloy.
No, not the giant alloy. I've got specifically 5 pieces of damaged giant armor.
I think that is made of anamium, from memory.
It would be because it was
would have to be. Yeah. Yeah.
It'd have to be anamium.
Now this is worth a lot of money. This is the giant alloy. I have yet to figure out how to work it, but if there was a way that I could make it function, I could use this for armor of great protection.
Well, I might. I don't exactly sort of really know myself, but I can send you some ideas if that makes sense. Can I establish a mental link with you? I'll see if I can show you.
I consent to this mental link, yes.
And so start up the linking tattoo, and I want to try and show her what I remember seeing from the giant, from when they were actually sort of forging with it.
Could you make for me a wisdom or intelligence check? Your choice.
Wisdom, definitely. Remember what I was saying about my luck with rolls?
Yeah, 12 still pretty good. You watch as she views through your eyes, seeing the forging of the metal.
This is invaluable. So it is. The heat is important, but there is something else. The tone, the music. I will need to experiment with this a lot more, but this knowledge, if I can learn how to forge this, there is a lot that I could do with this. I will get your cloak of protection, yes. And if you're willing to leave the bismuth with me as well, along with the behair skins you have already provided, I think I have everything I need.
Thank you. If Ember does end up coming back through the guild, definitely ask him about the tone. I think out of all of us, he was probably the most likely able to more closely replicate it, I believe.
I will make sure to do this. Thank you, Lyra. This is very helpful.
So the other thing I was going to say, while you guys are in the guild, if there's any items, I'll message you each outside of the thing now, but I've had a bit of a chat with Christian about some items. You have brought back with you a lot of really interesting goodies with you that Howes and Griswold could both be very interested in acquiring. So I'll message each of you. There might be some things here that you could get, and I'll let you know which magic item tables to kind of look at and which kind of rarity and things like that. For you, Grimm, you've also got access to the Unseen University right now. If there's any spells you wanted to learn, you could go and learn some spells. You could go and pick up a scroll, go and sit down and study it if you wanted to. Like, you just have to pay the gold cost, which is really not that bad for a lot of the spells.
100% will be doing that. I'll
Have a think
Yeah,
in
I'll send
between
you a
sessions.
message. Yeah.
So in that case, then what we might do is we might wrap up there because that gives us a nice spot for the preparations. We will come back next session, a little bit of a time skip. We'll give you guys another night in Oxenfurt, getting everything ready for your preparation. You now have a teleportation coordinate straight to Northgard, and there's a circle in the guild. So really, 24 hours should be enough to prepare. Gets you a cloak of protection. Niles, you've got your braces of defense from House. I think you've picked them up, haven't you? Yeah.
Already had the braces. I
Perfect.
had them earlier on. Yep.
Just wanted to double check. Awesome sauce. Well, thank you so much for joining us, everybody. I think that's a perfect place to wrap up for tonight. It's also good because it means Harry doesn't miss too much, and I can chat to Dave about anything he'd like to commission as well. Brilliant. Thank you so much, guys. That is all we have time for tonight. Remember, come and join us for Cosmere on Monday nights. It is so good. You're going to love it. Otherwise, we will see you for more Return of the Giants next week and Pokemon during the week as well. You'll see some episodes of that coming out shortly. Until then, everybody, we will see you next time. Don't go anywhere, lovely people on Twitch. I will load up a raid for us to go and dive into. Let's go and raid D&D Infinite XP. They're doing Tomb of Annihilation. They've got 4 viewers. Let's go give them some love. I'll get that raid going right now. Perfect, that's coming across. So, for those of you watching on YouTube, remember to consume the souls by pressing the like button, to bind yourself to the eternal night by leaving a comment, and to name it Jimmy so that you know it's a keeper by hitting the subscribe button. That is all we have time for tonight. We will see you all next time. Until then, stay safe, stay well, see you soon. Goodbye.
Bye.
See ya.